Hello my dear students, in previous lecture we have studied Hooke's law and stress and strain curve. Today we will start example of chapter 9. So first we will start with example 9.1. What we have? A structural steel rod has a radius of 10 millimeter and a length of 1 meter. We have structural steel rod and radius is given and the length of steel rod is given. 100 kilonewton force stretch it along its length. The force is given and which is the stretching force, right? And what we need to calculate? The point A, stress, point B, elongation, and the last point which is strain on the rod, right? And we have given the Young's modulus of structural steel is 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square, right? So first of all, what we have? Here we have steel rod. So let's draw steel rod first. This is one steel rod, right, which is clamped at one end, means which is fixed at one end, right, which is fixed at one end. And here we have the radius of steel rod. Radius is given, the radius of steel rod which is r equal to 10 mm, right? And length of steel rod is also given. Length is given as 1 meter, right? And 100 kilonewton force stretched it along its length, means stretching force is given, and stretching force is in this direction like this, F, and which is the value of F is 100 kilonewton. And what we need to calculate? Here we need to calculate first, means A, stress, B, elongation, and C, which is strain. Very simple example. By using the formula we can easily calculate these three things. So let's calculate. First thing, first is stress, right? We know stress is given by the force per unit area. Force per unit area. So equation of stress becomes F by A, right? And from this equation, F by area of steel rod. What is the area of steel rod? Area of steel rod which is given by equation pi r square, right? And we have F and R. So we can easily calculate the value of stress by putting the value of F and R in this equation. So here the value of F is 100 kilonewton. So 100 and the value is given in kilonewton. If we convert in Newton, then it becomes 100 into 10 raised to 3 Newton divided by pi into R is the radius of steel rod, and radius of steel rod is given as 10 mm. But I want in meter. If we want to convert in meter, then it becomes 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So the radius of steel rod R is 10 raised to minus 2 meter. So put the value of this 10 raised to minus 2 in this equation. So 10 raised to minus 2 and here r square. So 10 raised to minus 2 square. After calculating, we will get the value of stress which is 3.18 into 10 raised to 8 Newton per meter square. Here the value of stress that we will get 3.18 into 10 raised to 8 Newton per meter square, right? Now B. Here what we need to calculate? Elongation. And what do you mean by elongation? Elongation is nothing but it is simply the change in length by applying by applying force, right? Here if we apply the stretching force, it may be possible the length of cylinder will be changed, right? Here the length of cylinder is 1 meter. It may be possible, I am just giving you the rough idea, it may be possible after applying this stretching force the new length of the cylinder will be like 1.1 or etc., which depends on the value of force, right? So there may be a change in length, or we can consider as change in length is delta L, right? We can consider the change in length is delta L. So elongation is nothing but it is the change in length delta L, right? So here we need to calculate. In second point is delta L. So how can we calculate delta L? So for that we have the one definition, one equation for Young's modulus. How can you define the Young's modulus? Young's modulus is defined as the ratio of stress to strain. The ratio of stress to strain, which is nothing but it is the Young's modulus Y, and we have here the value of Young's modulus is given is 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square, right? So now simplifying this equation, equation for stress is F by A and strain is given by equation delta L by L in this case, right? So from this equation we can simplify. So F by A into delta L by L, if I simplifying, now equation becomes L by delta L. L by ये टर्म ऊपर चली जाएगी तो क्या होगा, L by delta L होगा, right? So here we have Young modulus Y equal to F by A into L by delta L, and what we need to find here is delta L. So in the form of delta L, the equation becomes delta L equal to, this term is comes here and this term is here. So in terms of delta L, so delta L equal to F by A into L by Y, right? And here we have the value of F by A, which is nothing but it is stress, and we have already calculated the value of stress, which is 3.18 into 10 raised to 8, right? So put the value of F by A over here, and length of cylinder, which is already given, which is 1 meter, right? And Young's modulus is also given, so put all the values. So F by A is 3.18 into 10 raised to 8 into length is 1 divided by Young's modulus Y, 2 into 10 raised to 11, right? After solving we will get the value of delta L, means elongation is 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. So value of delta L is 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. We have calculated A and B. Now C is calculate strain. So strain is nothing but it is change in length to original length, means equation of strain is delta L by L, and value of delta L, which is 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by length of steel rod, which is given 1 meter. So finally we will get value of strain, which is 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3. And strain is unitless quantity, keep in mind, strain is unitless quantity. So here the value of strain is 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3. So in this way you can calculate all the value of stress, elongation and strain. Next example is example 9.2. What we have? A copper wire of length 2.2 meter and steel wire of length 1.6 meter, both of diameter 3 mm are connected end to end. So here we have two different wire, steel wire as well as copper wire, steel wire as well as copper wire, right? And both have different length. The length of copper wire is given as 2.2 meter and length of steel wire is given as 1.6 meter, but both have the diameter is 3 mm. Both wire have the same value of diameter and which is given as 3 mm, are connected end to end. So first of all, let us draw the figure. Here we have two different wire copper wire. Suppose this is copper wire and this is steel wire, right? Length is given, length of copper wire which is 2.2 meter, length of copper wire LC which is equal to 2.2 meter, and length of steel wire which is 1.6 meter, length of steel wire equal to 1.6 meter, right? It is given, and both have the diameter 3 mm. The value of diameter D is given as 3 mm, and if the diameter is 3 mm, then the radius becomes 3 by 2 mm equal to 1.5 mm. The value of R is 1.5 mm. Now what we have, when stretched by load, the net elongation found to be 0.70 mm. So net elongation means change in length. Net elongation means change in length. Delta L is given, delta L is 0.70 mm, right? When stretched by a load means if we have stretched by applying the load, or you can say applying the force. If we have applied the load, we can define by symbol W. The net elongation which is 0.70 mm, obtain the load applied. So what we need to calculate? The value of W here we need to calculate, right? And we have given the value of YC, Young modulus of copper wire, which is 1.1 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square, and Young modulus of steel wire, which is 2.0 into 10 raised to 11 Newton per meter square. So here we need to calculate the value of W. So first of all, let us write some statement based on this figure. Here diameter of both the wire, diameter of both the wire means steel wire as well as copper wire, diameter of both the wire is same, diameter of both wire is same. So from that we can write radius is also same, radius is also same, and if the radius for copper wire as well as steel wire is same, we can say the cross sectional area have the same value. The value cross sectional area for both the wire, copper wire as well as steel wire, have the same value. So area of copper wire which is equal to area of steel wire, right? And one more thing, here load is applied W, which is along the axial length of this both the wire, copper wire as well as steel wire, because here is given which is connected, both the wire are connected end to end, right? Both the wire are connected end to end. That means the load applied to copper wire as well as the steel wire have the same value. So load applied W for copper wire as well as steel wire have the same value. So what we have concluded from this figure, the first is cross sectional area for both the wire is same, and the another thing, load applied W for both the wire is also same. Here the value of area, cross sectional area, and the value of W for both the wire are same. So, and we know the definition of stress, which is given by force, or you can say load applied per unit area. Load applied per unit area, right? Force or load applied per unit area, and here the load is given which is W by A. So equation for stress is W by A, right? So here value of W and value of A, cross sectional area for both the wires same. So it means the stress for both the wire are same. So we have very important conclusion, stress for both the wire are same, right? Now let's write the equation for Young modulus Y, because we have already given the value of Young modulus for copper wire as well as steel wire. So we know Young modulus Y, which is given by stress divided by strain, right? And from this equation stress becomes stress equal to Y into strain, right? Stress equal to Y into strain. So we can write from this relation stress equal to YC into strain. Equation for strain is delta LC by LC for copper wire, which is equal to YS delta LS by LS, right? Because stress for both the wire are same, so we can write this equation, stress equal to YC into delta LC by LC equal to YS into delta LS by LS, where YC is the Young modulus of copper wire, delta LC which is the change in the length of copper wire, LC is the length of the copper wire. Similarly, YS Young modulus for steel wire, delta LS change in the length of steel wire, and LS which is the length of steel wire, right? So we have this relation, and from this equation we can write the equation for delta LC by delta LS, delta LC by delta LS. So we have the equation YS by YC into LC by LS, right? So we have this important relation in which we have all the values YS, YC, LS and LC. So put all the values. YS is given 2 into 10 raised to 11 divided by YC is 1.1 into 10 raised to 11 into LC which is given as 2.2 and LS is given 1.6. 2.2 by 1.6. After solving this equation, we will get the value of delta LC by delta LS, which is 2.5. Value of delta LC by delta ls equal to 2.5, and from this equation we can write delta lc equal to 2.5 into delta ls, right? And one another thing is given, the net elongation. Net elongation means net change in length of this combined copper wire as well as steel wire. So net elongation, which is given by delta L, which is equal to delta LC plus delta LS, right? Net elongation delta L is given by equation delta LC plus delta S. So delta LC plus delta S, which is given 0.70 mm. 0.70 mm. If I will convert in meter, then it becomes 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. Delta LC plus delta LS is given as 0.70 mm. But if I will convert in meter, then it becomes 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So here put the value of delta LS over here, right? So delta LC plus 2.5 delta LC, we have the value of delta LC. So delta LC, which is equal to 2.5 into delta LS plus delta LS, which is equal to 7 into 10 raised to minus 4, right? So from this we have 3.5 delta LS equal to 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter, and from this we can find the value of delta S equal to 7 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by 3.5, which is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So here we have calculated the value of delta S, which is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So we have one equation, this equation delta LC plus delta LS, which is equal to 7 into 10 raised to minus 4, and we have already calculated the value of delta LS. So put this value of delta LS over here, we will get the value of delta LC. We have calculated the value of delta LS. Delta LS, which is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4. Put this value of delta LS in this equation, we will get the value of delta LC. So delta LC, which is given, which can be calculated 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So here we have both the values, delta LS as well as delta LC, right? Now we have this equation, yes, trace equal to YC into delta LC by LC, right? And stress is nothing but, stress is given by equation, W by A. So put W by A, so YC into delta LC by LC. From this equation we want, here we need to find the value of W. So W, which is equal to A into YC into delta LC by LC, right? We have all the values. Area is given by pi r square into YC into delta LC by LC, right? The radius, here the radius is given in mm, right? If I will convert in meter, here the radius r is 1.5 mm. Okay, here the radius is 1.5 mm. If I will convert in meter, then it becomes 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter, right? So put the value of radius 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3, here the r square, so square of r, into YC is given 1.1 into 10 raised to 11. Okay, then delta LC that we have calculated, delta LC, which is 5 into 10 raised to minus 4 divided by LC. LC is given as 2.2 meter, right? So after solving we will get the value of W. If we solve this, we will get the value of W, which is equal to 1.8 into 10 raised to 2 Newton, right? So here we have calculated the value of W, which is 1.8 into 10 raised to 2 Newton. We will also find the value of W by considering this equation, right? If we consider this equation, the value of ys, delta ls and ls, all the values is changed, but the value of W we will get is the same for this equation as well as for this equation, right? So here we have calculated the value of W by using the relation of Young modulus and the equation of stress, right?